Hello chess nerds, Vieco here, and welcome to the episode 2 of the Adventures of the FlagMaster, video where I will be covering some of my own games once again. So yesterday we went to the nearby city of Rijeka, which is 1 hour or 1 hour and a half drive away from our hometown of Zagreb, and to participate in an 11 round 3+2 Swiss Blitz tournament. We went there last year and we decided to go there again because it was really nice and really strong tournament, as the final standings might hint. So what to say? It's yeah. So I was 17th seed, which is not something that usually happens. So much stronger than any tournament I participated lately in Zagreb. A lot of titled players, I think even 3 grandmasters, etc. And yeah, once again the tournament had its ups and downs. I think none of us, there were 5 of us in the car. None of us played very well. So we of course, being the chess players we are, we started blaming the fatigue from the driving and such and such. But still, okay, my own personal result wasn't that terrible, I guess. I mean, I let's say justified my own rating and I performed in the domain of it, let's say, as expected. But yeah, I kind of feel that I could have gotten more points, and that yeah, there is a small feeling of regret, but you'll see from judging from the positions what happened, and yeah, how I lost some games. And let me just say before I continue, as you can see, the setup of the videos is slightly changed because, you know, it's Christmas times, and in order to accommodate the Christmas tree, we need to shift the table where my computer is. So yeah, the window behind is kind of, you know, glowing with light, but I couldn't figure out the better way to configure the setup, so you'll have to live with it, I guess. But okay, enough of my blabbling. Let's get on to the tournament. So in the first 2 rounds I beat lower rated players, and in the third round I beat an international master, Golovich Boris from Rijeka. To be fair, I was a bit lucky. I mean, he did get a better / winning position, but okay, it was not so easy. And in the conversion, he allowed me serious counter chances, and then I reached a winning rook endgame. But as it usually goes, once you get lucky in one round, your luck dries in the other round. I mean, luck. So in the fourth round, I played against strong FIDE master from Slovenia, Beletić Daniel. I actually played him in the last year's tournament as well, and I think I flagged him. His flag fell in the winning position. But so he didn't remember that. So I kind of had the feeling that I can play against him well, and as you can see, this was the position we reached after another modern opening. And here black is significantly better, if not just you know, winning. And the most precise way would be my opponent he just jumped with his knight to c4, and the best move in the position would be simply to take this knight and then to take on c5, and this knight covers a6, and black is just clear pawn up. But okay, for some reason I thought that I overlooked his reply, so I took on c5 immediately, and here he jumped knight b6, attacking my rook, and I realize now that I shouldn't have allowed it because his knight is coming to d5. So after rook c6, knight d5, queen d6, still I have a reasonable position, or better, but yeah, this with knight on d5 it's not as good as the previous endgame was without this bishop. But okay, bishop c4 he played, I played knight e6, trying to get my knight to f4 or to even to d4. He took on b5, a to b5. I wasn't that worried about these double pawns because I thought that they give me some squares like c4 or something. And here he played queen e2, and I jumped with my knight to d4. And I already anticipated that in some variations I might have bishop c5 or something, as he played queen d3. I played rook d8, he took, I took, and he took. And here he played rook e2. Actually, I'm not at all that certain that yeah, okay, not now. There was a variation where he could have taken, because my rook is on c8. There is the important point is that in this variation, so maybe I went too fast. So this bishop is covering e7 square, which is where the fork is threatened, but I can still take, because if he does that, my rook is now on c8 and is defending, and I will be left with a piece up. So there was another variation in the game previously where he could have done something similar, but as it is, here he played rook e2. And as you can see, I mean, I have everything that I want in this position. I have like beautiful outpost here, control of the open file. His queen and rook are somewhat passive, and I think this is very, very close to winning. And if I play something like very natural queen c4, then I would have just won the game. But here, for some reason, I played like automatically queen c1. You know, a passer sees a check, a passer gives a check. He played something like king g2. And here I played rook c4, thinking that, okay, I will be somehow play some queen a3 or something, you know, just hold up these pawns, and then I will improve. And he played here e5. And then I thought he's already winning after this, because, yeah, and I played rook c5 here, and he played knight f6. And I had to resign, because after whatever king does, he has queen h7 checkmate. And yeah, if I play, I think the best move here is bishop g7, but here after a6 is just killing, because if I take, he plays queen g6, and now I'm just getting checkmated. I can't take the knight because you get this, and yeah, it's hard to suggest what black will do. So yeah, this was just like very, very anticlimactic way for a game to finish, and I was a bit disappointed. But okay, you know, there was some higher justice to it, considering I flagged him last year and that I just won the previous game very, very luckily. I mean, not very luckily, but you know, not completely deservingly. But okay, the tournament continued, and I beat a lower-rated guy from Slovenia. I beat 2250 player from Rijeka quite convincingly in a Scandinavian, and then I faced the second seed and the eventual winner of the tournament, Doric Darko, a 2500 player. And actually I played him in this very same tournament last year as well. If you're interested, by the way, about the last year's edition, you can watch it. I will provide you the link below. And let's see, so this was the position. I actually beat this guy last year. I was wise then, although it was, you know, in some sort of technical position, and he probably underestimated me. And here, okay, he played, I think, quite solidly, and very, very reasonably, and we reached this position where white has some pressure, but it's objectively close to equality. And here, the best move for black was to simply try to exchange the knights. Although I saw that, but I didn't want to do it, because I was worried that in variation where we exchange everything, rook e1, some queen f7, and I don't know, queen e2 or something, or rook e4 probably, that I didn't want to hand him the control of this e file, because I can challenge him, because if I try, he just does this and activates his queen, and he's significantly better here. But so I was a bit, but even so, in this position, it is not at all that clear that black is worse. He can, just wait, play something like, some move, bishop f6, h6, anything, and okay, you're still suffering, but it's far from being over. But yeah, in my nervous state, I collapsed pretty quickly, and it's amazing how quickly I managed to ruin this position. I played knight d8, trying to get my knight to e6 and to kick this knight with c6. He played bishop d4, which is very, very annoying for me, because this dark square bishop is the key of my position, and as you will see, I will have serious problems on dark squares after this exchange. I played c6. He exchanged. I took it with the queen. He played knight c3, threatening knight e4, and also attacking my d6 pawn. So here, once again, probably the best course of action is to try to exchange something like... I'll probably need to give up this pawn, which is why the whole idea with knight d8 and c6 was probably faulty. I tried to hold on to the pawn with knight d7. Here he played knight e4, once again attacking this knight, this pawn, and also, preparing some queen d4, knight f6 ideas. So I'm not quite sure what I should have done here. Maybe, yeah, the rook e6 is met with knight c5, and I can't take because my queen is hanging. I played knight f7, but then after queen d4 I just had to resign, because after king g8 I get knight f6 and it's all over. So yeah, this game also left a very unpleasant aftertaste, because you know, it was just like, you know, he based more or less, I mean, I don't say he did nothing, but you know, he played sensibly but not too aggressively, and then I self-destructed when I reached something that resembled a normal position. But okay, I mean, nothing shameful in losing to 2500 players, I guess, even if you beat them last year. And then in the next round, well, happened the culmination of the tournament. I played against a tricky 1900 guy, but you know, who was doing well in this tournament, but objectively a player who is much weaker than me, and I say it without a hint of shame. Yeah, you will see what happened in this game. So I was white here for a change, and let me just show you how the opening went, and I will skip to a later position. So he played b6, bishop b7, I played bishop b3, and here he played a6. I played c4, d6, knight c3, knight d7, f4, e6. I mean, obviously you can't go for the hippo like that when white has all these 4 pawns. You just can't blindly do it. It's terrible. Knight f3, and here queen e7 was played. I castled and he played g6. And after immediate f5, he even castled. I'm already significantly better, or probably winning, and he played castling. And here, for some reason, I played bishop g5, f6, bishop b2, which is more or less okay, but I had like an immediate win. I could have taken on e6, and if he takes with the f pawn, I get bishop g5, and he was the exchange, because he can't play knight f6 because of e5. So he would have to take with the queen, and then you get, you know, all sorts of knight g5 or something. And I mean, just you know, the way such an opening should be punished. But okay, I failed to do this, and after some adventures, we reached this position. Sorry, this was the position we reached. Here I hallucinated. I somehow imagined I'm trapping his rook, and I played the horrible g3. I'm still winning here, but you know, this is the problems with when you play such an opponents, and opponents who play such openings. You know, you get nervous, you want to punish them. I was angry at him for playing such an opening, and you know, it affected my decision making and my play very much. So I played g3 here, and he just took on h3. And I played king g2, and I completely forgot he can just play g4. And now I'm suddenly in huge trouble because h4 is coming. I played a takes b6, and he played h4 very well. And here I was, you know, thinking whether I should resign or do something. I tried, say, c5 with the idea of c6, but and here he made I mean, first, you know, sort of mistake. He could have just taken on g3, and after I go here, he gives check, and he takes here. And the point is that on c6, he just plays knight b6, and he takes here, and he goes with his king back, and I don't have any. This knight on b6 is monster, and then I can't checkmate him on a8, and he will just crush me on the other side of the board. This bishop is stupid, and yeah. This still pains me a lot to talk about this game, but you know, I don't know what to say. But okay, c5, he took on c5, he took with the knight, and okay, I mean, he's still winning, of course, but I tried knight a4. He played knight b3, very strange. And okay, here I thought, yeah, I mean, the computer indicates some sort of crazy line starting with g takes h4, and now he can't take the rook because of f6, and I have queen g4 check with picking up this rook. So yeah, there was some chances, but I played more human rook b1, which still loses. He played knight d4, I played queen c4, and here his best move is probably queen h6. Sorry, I'm threatening checkmate, not in this position, so maybe he can, yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, he can probably just take and do something like play it slowly or something, but yeah, he took actually, and here in this position, he blundered. He took on f5. I took with my bishop, a free piece. He played king d8. I took on c7. He took with the queen. And here, yeah, I mean, I was slightly short on time, but once again, my nervous state told. I went for the queen exchange, which is still incomprehensible. A move like knight c5 was just, you know, was 0-1. There I exchanged queens. And okay, here still, even after some bishop e4, it's not that also, I mean, I am some material up and I'm better. But yeah, for some reason I played d6, knight, the king takes d6, rook b7, and here I thought, okay, I have two pieces, I will be managed to win, but I completely overlooked rook f3 check, king g2, and he played rook f5. And in the end I lost this in some wild queen versus rook, and he had queen and a pawn against the rook, and he beat me. And actually, if you watch the video from the previous year, I told that there are serious lunatics in Rijeka. So there was this guy who was constantly talking during the game, one guy who was whistling, and at this point, when he reached this position, my opponent's Leiko, he started humming. So he was like, okay, and I mean, it just pissed me off further, and you know, after a lost game, I don't know, I wanted to kill somebody. I was swearing. I don't remember when I was so angry after a game as after this one. You're on the verge of giving up chess after suffering a defeat such as this one. But what can you do? It happens. So okay, after this game, I beat National Master Susan Sinisha. So I was still like, what was it, 6 out of it was 6 out of 9, and that okay, if I manage to win 2 last games, then I might be in some contention. But the pairing system was also a bit, you know, a bit brutal, because with 6 out of 9 I got paired against the Grandmaster and eventual 3rd place winner in the tournament, Kosic Dragan. And I'm going to show you this whole game, because once again I was right here, because you know it's still, you know, also very painful. I think kind of instructive. So e4, e6, he played the French defense. d4, d5, knight c3, d takes, knight f6. So this is like, you know, drawish French variation from black, but I don't know, I think there are several grandmasters who played, like I've played it several times against Georg Meyer on internet, and he beat me every time convincingly, and of course I haven't bothered to check it since. Bishop d3, knight b7, queen e2. The idea of this queen e2 move is if he takes, and knight f6, you take on b7, and you play queen b5 check, and you have a pawn up, you're a pawn up here. So that's like the Devillish try. He played c5, the main move, and here I took, maybe, okay, I won't go into details about this opening, but let me just say that knight f6 is more prudent. D takes c5, he should have taken here and then taken on c5, but he took with the knight, and now, once again, I'm slightly better, but nothing significant. And after knight f3, castling, b6, rook d1, queen c7, knight e5, bishop b7, bishop f4. I thought that, you know, this pin will be dangerous, but he cold-bloodedly played rook fd8, and I realized that I don't have a decent jump by the knight here. So I played c3, a5, a4, rook ac8, and here I made the mistake. First I played bishop b5, and like an aimless move a bit, moving the bishop from this diagonal and removing the control of the e4 square, which is a mistake. So bishop b5, rook takes, rook d8, bishop g3, trying to get some sort of knight jumps once again, but after he took, and knight e4, I realized that, you know, I have problems, and that I need to bail out, because if I move, so he obviously threatens to take here and take the knight, and if I move the knight, he'll take here, and okay, maybe, and he'll take here, and now he's threatening checkmate on g2, and this pawn is pinned, so he can't take the queen. So okay, I saw that, which is not so difficult, and I played queen d7. He had no choice but to take here, and he played f6. And here, okay, this is probably drawish endgame. The engine suggests that, you know, the most prudent is b4, and then taking here. But okay, I didn't do it. I took on c5 because I thought it's still draw, and it is indeed. B takes c5, f3. So this is like, okay, black is better slightly because these pawns are on dark squares, and this pawn structure is somewhat ugly. And he can push, but objectively this is a drawn endgame. And yeah, but as usual, my impressive endgame technique taught here. So he played king f7, I played king f2, he played e5, king e3, king e6. bishop d3, g6, bishop c4, king d6, bishop g8, h6, bishop f7, g5. And here I play g4. And usually, it is not advisable to place your pawns on the core of the same core of your bishop. But there are instances like this one, and I judged that correctly, honestly, where actually you are able to maintain a fortress with these pawns. So positions in which it is not easy for your opponent to attack these pawns, even though they are weak. And this is one of those instances. So this was a correct judgment to put these pawns to blockade the position and to hold a draw. But of course, as we will see, you know, something that there are dangers involved. You need to play precisely. So bishop c6 he played, attacking this pawn. I played b3, king e7, attacking the bishop, bishop c4, bishop e8, bishop d3, bishop f7, attacking this pawn. Here I played c4. You know, also, usually you don't want to do this, but there is nothing wrong with this in this instance. Here he played h5. Once again, probably the best is to take here and to play g4, and you know, just to keep this bishop on this diagonal, and it's a draw. But for some reason, you know, I started playing too quickly. I got nervous here. I played bishop f5. Here he took, and once again, if I took with the f pawn, I still okay, he can probably, you know, try to attack this pawn or something. But I just need to move the king most probably, like just wait with the king, and there's no way he's breaking through. But me being the patzer I am, I played bishop g4, and here he played bishop g6, and suddenly he'll get bishop c2, and it will be all over. Just like that, I won the game in a move, more or less. So after bishop c8, bishop c2, bishop a6, bishop b3, bishop b5, he was obviously winning, and in the end he did so with some sort of king d6, g4, c2, bishop a8, and then at some moment he played e4, f takes e4, king e5. Maybe not this one because I have bishop c6, but you know, this was some sort of position where, you know, I couldn't hold both this pawn and this pawn, and you know, something just fell, and I had to resign. And yeah, that was with it. That was the hope of winning a prize or doing some incredibly well result in a tournament. Okay, I managed to win the last game against you know, a lower rated opponent, and okay, with 7 out of 11 I finished 15th, which is not terrible, not like underperformance by any means, but you know, there is this feeling that it would have led to more, and yeah, it's sometimes brutal, but yeah, I think that I have the feeling that there was something left to be desired in this tournament. But okay, that's Blitz chess for you guys. And of course, I'm very disappointed that I haven't managed to flag anyone, because you know, they don't call me FlagMaster for nothing. But okay, that's all for today, guys. Thank you for watching this video. The next tournament I'm playing is the final of the Mio Domicic Memorial, aka Swimming with the Sharks, so because there will be, I think, 10 or 12 grandmasters, and obviously if I want to achieve something there, I will need to play much better. But yeah, we will see what will come of this. As usual, you can watch the 2 videos on the left hand side of the screen, and I wish you all a good and healthy New Year's Eve party, and all the best in the 2019. So thank you for watching, and Happy New Year. Goodbye.